The third annual Animal Designs Golf Classic is set for Wednesday, June 15th at Smuggler's Glen Golf Course near Ivy Lee on the Thousand Islands Parkway. The annual tournament is in support of Habitat for Humanity Thousand Islands. Registration is from 10:30 to 11:45 with a shotgun start at noon, dinner and banquet at 5:30 and a silent auction at 6:30. The third annual Animal Designs Golf Classic, Wednesday, June 15th at Smuggler's Glen. To sponsor or register, please visit animaldesigns.ca/charitygolf. Sponsored in part by Hometown TV12.
Hi, I'm David Henderson, Mayor of the City of Brockville, and this is the revision of what used to be Mayor's Corner, and we don't have a name yet. So it could be a moment with Dave, it could be a moment at the Mayor's office, it could be a talk. Anyways, if you have an idea, let me know. But we're going to start it up again. Dale Elliott's here to do a little taping, and we'll talk about city business and what's going on with the city. So right now, it's the start of summer, 2016. The Aquatarium is up, open, and running and bringing people in. That's a good thing. So we're happy that it's open, and we'll sort out some of the financial issues around it over time. But right now, it's bringing people in, and it's making little kids happy. So we're pretty happy with that. And what else is happening in the city? Refugees. Brockville has stepped up to the plate. As a small city, we have targeted from volunteer groups and organizations and the private sector, we have targeted bringing in 10 families into Brockville from the Syrian area. And we are almost there. We've gotten, I think, 9 families spoken for, and I think 5 of them are already in, and 2 or 3 are on their way inbound. So you will see Syrian people in the neighborhoods around you, and please make them feel welcome, make them feel at home, help them out where you can. But they are out and about and having some impact on the city, and it's the right thing to do, and we're doing it. So kudos to all the people involved. OPP costing. Wow, we've been talking about that now for about 3 or 4 years. Well, it's finally coming to fruition this year, this summer, possibly into the fall. The OPP costing process has started up again after they did their billing model revamp. We're at the top of their list. The OPP is currently putting together their cost for an estimate of cost for service to the Brockville area, or the city of Brockville. They will be presenting that to us, we think, in the next month to 2 months. When the city receives that costing, we will have a public discussion at a council meeting. We will then have some form of public discussion about what it is and what it means, and then we will bring it back to council, and we'll have a decision on it. And at the same time, we'll have a third-party arm's length audit of it so that we understand what it means money-wise to the city and a full review of it that way. And we'll have plenty of discussion about what it means service-wise to the city. So, and we need to do this in a fair and even manner so that we can sort out the myths from the arguments and the facts. And unfortunately, the protest group that's speaking out against it right now is spreading a lot of, I call them urban myths on the issue. You know, things like that the OPP are the highest paid in the province. Well, all officers in the province are paid roughly the same amount. That's a fact, within a very small variance. There are things like it'll be different people policing the city of Brockville if you went with the OPP. Well, if the OPP were to be adopted as the police service for the city of Brockville, the Brockville Police Service officers, unless there's a problem with their record or background, or they choose not to go over to the OPP, would switch over to the OPP and serve the Brockville area. So it's another urban myth. There's the question of whether or not the people serving Brockville, the police serving Brockville, would be living in the city. Well, that's not a fact now. There's less than 50% of the current Brockville officers live in the city of Brockville. And that's not a surprising thing because Brockville is a very small geographic footprint. So it's not surprising that many people that work in the city live outside of the city. In fact, Brockville is the job center for the region. So That's, again, not a major, it's more of an urban myth in the discussion. So we need to sort those things out of the discussion and make sure that we focus on what are real issues, and what is the service they would provide with their costing, and how does that compare to what we have now and the cost. So is it reasonable? Is it good for the city? So hopefully we can have that type of real discussion and sort out the chafe. All right, other things that are going through, we have the bike lane issue, and as you may have heard, there are plans for bike lanes in the city on King Street, along Ormond Street, along Laurier Avenue, and the Laurier Avenue one has been the one that has been protested by people living on the street. They're not happy with it. So at this point, the bike committee, or the cycling committee, will put that portion of the plan on the back burner as they concentrate on the other areas, and then probably come back with a pilot project or a temporary project for Laurier so that they can test it out with some different versions than were originally planned, and see if people get more acceptive of it as they see what it really means. Because at the end of the day, the cycling plans are designed to make our streets safer and more comfortable for people to ride bikes. So if there aren't people riding bikes on them now, it's designed to get more on bikes. More people on bikes means a healthier community, means people getting out. It also means fewer cars on the road and fewer cars parking spots. We've seen this downtown already with parking spots. I try to ride my bike into City Hall when I can, when I don't have meetings going elsewhere, because it frees up a parking spot. It's also healthy, but it frees up a parking spot. It means that I can let somebody else, let a customer park instead of me. So in the downtown, that's even more important. But it's important right across the city for health reasons. And we're trying to encourage people to get out and be active, get out and walk, get out and cycle, because we know that we have moved away from that type of activity over the years. Fewer and fewer kids actually walk to school, actually bike to school, than even 20 years ago. And the more that we can encourage it, the better we all are. So, Reticle Airport, there were some changes in their proposed lease, but they agreed to it. Now it's back in the hands of the township to see if it goes forward, but they've got parts of the plan already in place. It means jobs to the area. We need jobs. We need jobs. We have to take changes, make changes happen. We have to try and adapt and adopt new directions to make jobs happen, because the reality that most people don't realize is that us, like all Canadians, are aging. Our communities are aging. We have fewer kids, and we're living longer because of good technology, good economics, good health care. We're aging, we're retiring out, and we as a nation are not replacing the people we have. We need immigration to replace that, but immigration is not happening in the rural areas. So in the rural areas, you are seeing declines in population. So in the surrounding area around Brockville, the townships that surround Brockville, we have seen 5 and 10% drops in population over the last 2 censuses. Brockville has been static through that period, but the surrounding area has declined. Our market in the city of Brockville for stores, for services, is served by that entire area. And yet we have built more and more stores. That's the normal commercial process. One store builds a new store to beat out the other stores. That's competition. So what we've had is a downtown core, a Zellers Mall, Thousand Islands Mall, and then the box stores area. We've almost tripled our retail floor space. But our population is around, the population that we serve is approximately 50,000 people. And it's been that way now for 20 years as we've built more retail space. And this wonderful thing called the internet has broken onto the scene, and it's stealing business. Because we now, most of us, do our banking online. We don't buy books the same way. We don't read newspapers the same way. These are all businesses that used to occupy retail floor space. Stores. Well, we're going online, and they're feeling the pinch. Those stores are now contracting. The number of places is contracting, are contracting. That's happening. We now, if you go through your family or your friends, you'll find people that buy product online from Amazon, from different Kijiji, from different places. every time we do that, that's less sales through the retail sector from bricks and mortar. So it's time to change. We're going to have more pressure on our retail stores, on our retail malls, and we need to do things different. We need to attract investment. We need to attract people. We need to get out and push. We need to invest where we can as a city in things that'll focus some different economic activity on the downtown to maintain that as our identifiable core. That's our identity, is the downtown. We need to develop industrial parks so that we're ready to go when an industry comes to us looking for some space. And that costs money, and it means willpower on our part and determination. So we're doing some of those things. And we need to get out there and market ourselves hard. That requires resources. We need to allocate resources to do these things. We need to put money into getting our brand out there, developing our locations, getting them ready to go, and then marketing them. We need to put money into making sure that people are downtown and that our old buildings get fixed up and not torn down. We need to do those things, and that means we got to think differently. We have to reinvest. There's the pitch, the new pitch coming back. We've been off air for quite a while, and it's summer, and it's a beautiful summer. We've had some hot weather already. We've already had some downtown activities that have been attracting huge crowds. We're seeing people on the streets, and here's the thing. Anybody that comes from outside of this town and takes a drive through this city, either downtown on King Street or up in the North End, universally, their impression is, what a beautiful place. What a great place to live. What a great place to visit. What a wonderful place to stop and have a lunch. That's the impression you get when you come from the outside. Well, we're doing something right. So let's keep at it. Let's keep making it better. And that's it from me, from Dave Henderson, Mayor of the City of Brockville. Bye-bye.